All right, so we are now on to week 7, college football, and it's looking to be better this week than it was for last week. Because last week games, I mean, there was some surprises, some upsets, but it wasn't as exciting as the week before. But anyways, so also it's the start of 49 straight days of football. College football, NFL is all going to be played starting from yesterday to sometime, I guess, around Thanksgiving is when it's going to stop. But yesterday, 2 games were played: Liberty versus UTEP. Liberty won, and Missouri State versus Mid Tennessee State. And Mid Tennessee, they could have won that game, but Missouri State ended up taking it. Pause. But so today, Thursday, October 9th, there's 3 or 4 games. Yeah, 4 games. So I'm picking Louisiana Tech to beat Kennesaw State. I'm picking Tulane to beat East Carolina because I seen East Carolina against Army and they didn't really look too well. So just based off of that, I'm picking Tulane. Jackson State wins over Sam Houston, who is having a very terrible year. They're 0-5 right now. It doesn't seem like it'll get any better. I do think they'll get a win this season, but it's not this game. And then I have Southern Miss beating Georgia Southern. Tomorrow, Friday, October 10th, USF plays North Texas, which is actually going to be a good game, I do believe. But I got South Florida winning that one, even though North Texas is the favorite. I have Washington beating Rutgers, and I have Fresno State beating Colorado State, who is looking horrible as well. Now on the Saturday, the big games. So Virginia Tech versus Georgia Tech. Virginia Tech lost 3 straight, won 2 straight, and then lost last week. They gotta try to figure something out, right? Because if you lose 2 more games, you can only lose 2 more games to still be able to make the bowl, right? Because all you gotta do is go 500. So they need to win 4 games, and I don't think this one is that one. Because Haynes King is a beast, bro. Haynes King is one of the most underrated quarterbacks, not only in the ACC but in all of college football. And I really think that, they might win the ACC this year. College game day is going to be in Eugene, Oregon, this Saturday, while Oregon plays Indiana. And you know who I'm taking. So, that's not even a question. But there are 2 people on Indiana from my area, Elijah Surratt and Aiden. Aiden is a linebacker for Indiana. But I'm still taking Oregon. Ohio State over Illinois. I'm picking Alabama. Well, Missouri is 5-0, but I'm still going to take Alabama. I think Alabama makes the bowl. I think they win out, for the regular season and may potentially win the SEC. I think they go against Georgia in the SEC championship, but I got them winning the rest of the season into the SEC championship. I think Florida State finally bounces back against Pittsburgh. They started off 3-0, and they look great. They look good, and then they just fumbled these last 2 games. But I think they bounced back against Pitt. I have Michigan State versus UCLA. UCLA coming off the big win, their first win of the season against Penn State. I have to go with Michigan State though. I like their quarterback. I think their quarterback is a good player. I think he can change the whole ball game. Dual threat quarterback. Historically, Michigan State has been mid-tier, but they'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm going with Michigan State. I'm going with SMU over Stanford. Stanford's actually having a decent year. They're 2-3 though, but I'm picking SMU to win. I'm picking Cincinnati versus UCF. Man. Okay, I'm gonna go with. I haven't been watching UCF or Cincinnati, but Cincinnati's a 10-point favorite, so that's a bit of a toss-up. But let's just go Cincinnati to be safe. I'm picking Houston over Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State just don't look like they're gonna get right. I'm picking James Madison over Louisiana. Army to beat Charlotte. Miami, Ohio over Akron. Toledo to beat Bowling Green. Ole Miss dominates Washington State. Northern Illinois versus Eastern Michigan. They both only won one game this season, so it's going to be tough. I'm going to pick Eastern Michigan. Kent State, who has one win this season, versus UMass, who has no wins. But yet it's still they have Kent State by a field goal. I'm going to go with Kent State mainly because my guy Mason Woods is there, so I'm going to go with Kent State on that one. Oklahoma versus Texas, the big rivalry game, right? Oklahoma's 5-0. They're looking great. They're the 6th seed. They're the 6th ranked team in the nation, going against Texas. That doesn't look good at all. They, coming off a loss to Florida. They haven't really beat anybody but some mid-major, low-tier teams. So I'm going Oklahoma. John Mateer goes crazy on that team. Notre Dame versus NC State. I'm picking Notre Dame. I'm picking Notre Dame to win out the rest of their season and to make it back to the playoffs for sure. Well, we'll revisit that when they play USC because, rivalry games are always a toss-up. Iowa State over Colorado. Colorado is not what they not what they were last year. And obviously they got like 14 quarterbacks and none of them, can be the quarterback that they need them to be. Penn State bounces back against Northwestern. Nebraska versus Maryland is going to be a sleeper game. That's a dark horse game. Raiola versus Washington. I'm going to pick Maryland. Even though Nebraska is a 6.5-point favorite, I'm going to pick Maryland. I got Wake Forest over Oregon State. TCU over Kansas State. UNLV over Air Force. App State over Georgia State. I'm picking Marshall. Well, I want to pick Marshall over Old Dominion. But Old Dominion has been looking pretty good. And they dominated. They dominated Virginia Tech. So, maybe Old Dominion was having a great night that night. But for that reason, I'm going to pick Old Dominion. I'm going to pick ODU. I have Western Michigan over Ball State. I have Navy over Temple. Tennessee gets it done over Arkansas. I'm picking FAU over UAB. Florida is coming off a big win against Texas. They are now 2-3 versus number 5 ranked 5-0 Texas A&M. I'm picking Texas A&M because they are in Kyle Field. They're at Kyle Field this week, and it's at a night. It's a night game, so that crowd is going to be rocking. I'm picking Iowa over Wisconsin. I'm picking Wyoming over San Jose State. UL Monroe versus Coastal. Picking UL Monroe. Texas Tech over Kansas. I'm picking Georgia over Auburn. USC versus Michigan is going to be a good game, but I'm picking USC. Night game in Cali. Minnesota over Purdue. Clemson over Boston College. I'm picking UTSA over Rice. Picking LSU over South Carolina. BYU in a close one against Arizona. Texas State over Troy. I'm picking Boise State over New Mexico State. Or is it New Mexico? I think it's just New Mexico. Yeah, Boise State over New Mexico. Arizona State versus Utah is going to be a good game. It's not the nightcap game, but it's one of the night games. Definitely going to come down to the end. Cam Rising. I mean, Arizona State. I have San Diego State over Nevada in the, I guess, nightcap game, or nightcap to people on the East Coast, but they're playing in Hawaii. Hawaii versus Utah State. I'm picking Hawaii. Game kicks off at 11:59, or technically midnight on the East Coast. But those are my picks. Those are what I got for this week. Obviously, Oregon versus Indiana is going to be the biggest game. South Carolina, LSU has potential to be game of the week. Michigan and USC as well. But yeah, that's all I got for you. So hopefully, let me know what y'all think. You know, who y'all picking? Is anybody ranked way too high? Like, who's overrated? Who's underrated? What players to look out for? I got more videos to come. You know, I'm on TikTok a lot. You know, I'm posting a lot of videos on TikTok. Not just video games, like literally, like, you know, news and stuff like that. So follow me on TikTok. All my socials are in the description, and they're also at the top left of this video. Hope y'all enjoyed the rest of this video. It came down to the very end, literally, like the very last play. So yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out.
He's going to throw it. Forced out of the pocket. He's got it on the run. They'll get it down to the 8-yard. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, leaves it on the inside. They love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on first and goal. Try to run for it.
been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll put it to the line. Throws to the tight end. Got him downfield. Tremendous awareness to get what he could and get out of bounds and into the offense, trying to score one late. Looking downfield on first down. And he was...
When things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
Unloads to the wideout. Most important part of a clutch drive. Piece together some first downs. Get in position. And here they are on 1st and 10. They'll wrap him up, and he didn't find the send long. Looking downfield, it's Manning. Bringing the heat. Oh, look out, the ball's free. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it. Now 3rd and long, and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. He's looking downfield to throw. Deep shot for the end zone.